Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Eyebrows. Would you like to, after I do Om Namo Bhagavate? Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading today from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8, Text 19 to 22. I'll request Dravira Prabhu to please chant the verse.
Oh, you want me to chant it?
Yes.
Well, we do word by word. We do the word.
I can do the word by word.
We're chanting both the two first lines of 19 and then 20. What do you think?
Yes, that's what we're doing. It goes on. It goes on. There's more, but this is what you can fit on the board.
You don't want to just read one verse, you want to read both verses? Is that what we're going to
Well, the 19 only has 2 lines, so we can do 6. So I shouldn't do the words. Got to do words first. Ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Mimang samanasya
Manasya
samuttito agvato nisingha rupas tadalam vayanakam patapta chamikara chanda lochanam spurat satha keshara jimbitananam karala dangstram karavala chanchala churanta jivam. Oh, okay. Brukuti mukolbanam. All right. Mimang samanasya samuttito grato
Samanasya Samothito Grato
nisingha rupas tadalam bhayanakam
Narsimha Rupas Tadalam Bhayanakam
patapta chami katachanda lochanam
Pratapta Chami Karachandalochanam
spurachata keshada jimbitananam
Shrutsata Kesharajim Vitananam
kadala dangstram kadavala chanchala
Karaladamstram Karavala Chanchalam
churanta jivam pukuti mukolbanam
Shuranta Jivam Bhrukuti Mukholbanam
mimang samanasya samuttito grato
Mimam Samanasya Samotito Grato
nisingha rupas tadalam bhayanakam
Narsingha Rupas Tadalam Bhayanakam
patapta chami katachanda lochanam spuratsata keshada jimbitananam karala dangsram karavala chanchala
Karaladamstram Karvala Chanchala
churanta jivam bhukuti mukolbanam
Shuranta Jiva Bhrukuti Mukholbanam
mimang samanasya samuttito grato
Mimam Samanasya Samotito Grato
nisingha rupas tadalam bhayanakam
Narsingha Rupas Tadalam Bhayanakam
patapta chami katachanda lochanam
Pratapta Chami Karachandalochanam
spuratsata keshada jimbitananam
Spurat Satakeshara Jirmitananam
kalada dangstram karavala chanchala
Karaladamstram Karavala Chanchala
churanta jivam bhukuti mukholbanam
Shuranta Jivam Bhrukuti Mukholbanam Mimam Samanasya Samotito Grato Narsingha Rupas Tadalam Bhayanakam Pratapta Chami Karachandalochanam Spurat Satkeshara Jimbitananam Mimam Samanasya Samottito Grato Rupastadalam Bhayanakam Pratapta Chami Karachandalochanam Surat Satakeshara Jrimbitananam Karaladamstra Karavala Chanchala Shuranta Jivam Bhrukuti Mukholbanam Samanasya Chinotuso Narsimharupastadalam bhayanakam. Lamstra karvala chancha. Online, anyone? Tapas? Prabhu?
Mimanascha Mimasha Manasha Shmutita Grata Nrsimha Rupa Tad Alam Bhayanakam Pratapta Chami Karachanda Lochanam Isfurat Shata Keshara Jumvi Tananam Karala Damastram Karvala Chanchala Pranta Jivam Brukuti Mukhol Banam.
Mimam Samanasya of Hiranyakashipu, who was contemplating the wonderful form of the Lord. Samutita appeared. Agrataha in front. Nrsimha Rupa, the form of Narasimhadeva, half lion and half man. Tat, that. Alam, extraordinarily. Bhayanakam, very fearful. Pratapta, like bolted. Chamikara, gold. Chandalochana, having fierce eyes. Sfurat, flashing. Sata Keshara, by his mane. Jrambita Ananam, whose face was expanded. Karala, deadly. Damstram, with a set of teeth. Karavala Chanchala, waving like a sharp sword. Shuranta, and as sharp as a razor. Jivam, whose tongue. Brikuti Mukha, due to his frowning face. Ulbanam, dreadful. Okay, that's translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hiranyakashipu studied the form of the Lord, trying to decide who the form of Narasimhadev standing before him was. The Lord's form was extremely fearsome because of his angry eyes, which resembled molten gold. His shining mane, which expanded the dimensions of his fearful face, his deadly teeth, and his razor-sharp tongue, which moved about like a dueling sword. His ears were erect and motionless, and his nostrils and gaping mouth appeared like caves of mountain. His jaws parted fearfully, and his entire body touched the sky. His neck was very short and his neck was very short and thick, his chest broad, his waist thin, and his hairs on his body as white as the rays of the moon. His arms, which resembled flanks of soldiers, spread in all directions as he killed the demons, rogues and atheists with his conch shells, disc, club, lotus and other natural weapons. Text 23. Prayename ayam hari no rumayena vada smrito nena samyudyatena kim evam bruvamstva abhyapatad gadayudho nadan narsimha prati daitya kunjaraha. Hiranyakashipu murmured to himself, Lord Vishnu, who possesses great mystic power, has made this plan to kill me. But what is the use of such an attempt? Who can fight with me? Thinking like this and taking up his club, Hiranyakashipu attacked the Lord like an elephant. Purport. In the jungle there are sometimes fights between lions and elephants. Here the Lord appeared like a lion. And Hiranyakashipu, unafraid of the Lord, attacked him like an elephant. Generally, the elephant is defeated by the lion, and therefore the comparison in this verse is appropriate. Just read one more. Alakshito agno patita patangamo yatha narsimho jasiso asurastada natad vichitram khalu sattva dhamani swatejasayonu pura pibattamaha. Just as a small insect falls forcibly into a fire and the insignificant creature becomes invisible, when Hiranyakashipu attacked the Lord, who was full of effulgence, Hiranyakashipu became invisible. This is not at all astonishing, for the Lord is always situated in pure goodness. Formerly, during creation, he entered the dark universe and illuminated it by his spiritual effulgence. Purport. The Lord is situated transcendentally in pure goodness. The material world is generally controlled by tamoguna, the quality of ignorance. But the spiritual world, because of the presence of the Lord and his effulgence, is free from all contamination by darkness, passion, or contaminated goodness. Although there is a tinge of goodness in this material world in terms of the Brahminical qualifications, such qualifications sometimes become invisible because of the strong prevalence of the mode of passion and ignorance. But because the Lord is always transcendentally situated, the material modes of passion and ignorance cannot touch him. When the Lord is present, there cannot be any darkness from the modes of ignorance. It is stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 22:31. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Andhakar, Yaha Krishna Taha Nahi Mayara Adhikar. Godhead is light, nascence is darkness. Where there is Godhead, there is no nascence. The material world is full of darkness and ignorance of spiritual life. The material world is full of darkness and ignorance of spiritual life. But by Bhakti-yoga, this ignorance is dissipated. The Lord appeared because of the Bhakti-yoga exhibited by Prahlāda Mahārāja. And as soon as the Lord appeared, the influence of Hiranyakashipu's passion and ignorance was vanquished by the Lord's quality of pure goodness, or the Brahman effulgence became prominent. In that prominent effulgence, Hiranyakashipu became invisible, or his influence became insignificant. An example illustrating how the darkness of the material world is vanquished is given in the Shastra. When Brahma was created from the lotus stem growing from the abdomen of Garbhodakshai Vishnu, Lord Brahma saw everything to be dark. But when he received knowledge from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything became clear. As everything becomes clear when one comes from night to sunshine. The important point is that as long as we are in the material modes of nature, we are always in darkness. This darkness cannot be dissipated without the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is invoked by the practice of Bhakti-yoga. Bhakti-yoga creates a transcendental situation with no tinge of material contamination. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurao Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayavicha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaurabhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, very happy and my obeisances to all of you. And today we are reading from the chapter, The Lord Slays the King of the Demons. So here we see that a beautiful description of Narasimhadeva is given in this verse that we just read. Hiranyakashipu studied the form of the Lord, and the Lord has appeared to slay the king of the demons to protect his devotee Prahlāda Mahārāja. One of the quality of Prahlāda Mahārāja was he was never distracted. Generally in life when we face challenges, we think that insignificant things are significant for us, and significant things like our sadhana, our spiritual practices which are very, very significant, we think they are insignificant. And we forget about the Lord of our heart, the purpose of our life. And because of that, we miss that connection. And as long as we have that connection, Krishna will always be there to reciprocate with us. Just like Narasimhadeva appeared to slay Hiranyakashipu as a reciprocation to Prahlāda Mahārāja's love. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamiham. Just like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, to the degree we surrender to the Lord, to that degree He will reciprocate with us. So in this verse, very beautifully it describes the forms of the Lord. And Hiranyakashipu was studying the form. He has never seen this form before. That's why he was studying it. He was trying to decide who the form of Narasimhadeva standing before him was. The Lord's form was extremely fearsome because of his angry eyes, which resembled molten gold. Generally it is red hot, eyes, but here it is said molten gold eyes. If somebody is angry, we say he has red or she has red eyes. His shining mane, which expanded the dimensions of his fearful face, his deadly teeth, which are vajra damstra. His teeth are like very, very strong. Our teeth, if we fall down, it breaks and we have to get a crown replaced. Narasimhadeva's teeth are like vajra, thunderbolt. They are very, very strong. His razor-sharp tongue, which moved about like a dueling sword. His ears were erect and motionless. So when we are talking about these descriptions, someone may think, oh, this is just, sentimentalism. It's like opium. People are fanatic. They are just imagining this. And it happened in Satyuga. We don't know. There are so many deities in South India of Narasimhadev. Even Balram Prabhu is coming from Mayapur. There is a Narasimhapalli, Narsingh deity there, which is pretty old. But whenever we talk about these things from the scriptures, people don't believe it. But if you go to Balboa Park, there is a ancient history museum. And they talk about dinosaurs and fossils being present for 200 million years back. They have written on the placard, if you go and see that. We went there with the family and we saw all those things. Some things they say as 20 million years old, and some things they say 200 million years. We are not even going back to 200 million years back. We are just going to a few million years back, and people say, "Oh, this is mythology." So we have to just think how we are educated, how our perception has become. When it comes to spiritual life, everything is fake. And when it comes to scientific or materialistic things, then everything is, true. However, we should understand there is a lot of science within the scriptures also. Another point to see here is, even though Narasimhadeva appeared, Prahlāda Maharaj never said to Narasimhadeva, please come fast and kill my father. He never said like that. He was so compassionate to his loving father. There is a deity in South India, in Visakhapatnam. Near the ocean, there is a mountain called Simhachalam. And Lord Narasimhadeva is worshipped in the form of Jiyad Narasimha, or the form of Varaha Narasimhadev. And when Prahlāda Maharaj lived as a king for many years there, he remembered that place where Hiranyakashipu threw him under the pillars, under the ocean, and the Lord appeared as Varaha Narasimha to protect him. And Prahlāda had installed the deity of Narasimhadev on top of that hill. It is still there from Satyuga. Lord Chaitanya also went there and danced in the role of a devotee. He cried there. So Prahlāda Maharaj was very much, compassionate to his father. He never envied or was angry with his father.
I'm sorry, do you think you could repeat that? I missed it about the Jiyad Narasimha.
Yeah, so in Visakhapatnam in South India, there is a mountain near the ocean that is called Simhachalam. And there is a deity of Narasimhadev called Jiyad Narasimha, also called Varaha Narasimha, the form of Varaha. He protected the earth, right? So Varaha Narasimha form is there. And this form has been there for many ages, because when Prahlāda Maharaj became the king, he remembered it is the same place where Hiranyakashipu had thrown him under the feet of the elephant, in the pit of venomous snakes and stuff like that, and under the ocean. And that's where Lord Narasimha appeared as Varaha Narasimha and protected him. Varaha Narasimha. Varaha Narasimha. Varaha. Yeah. Varaha Dev. Varaha, who fought with Hiranyaksha, that form. Yes. So that form of Narasimhadev is there in South India, in Visakhapatnam. And Prahlāda Maharaj had installed the deity on top of this mountain. So Prahlāda Maharaj was compassionate to his father, even though he did so many things. So we should always be grateful to our parents, because they have given us the birth, human form of life, and the opportunity to understand the goal of life, the spiritual life. So, Lord Ram, just like we did the drama, on the instruction of his father, that you should leave for forest for 14 years, immediately he followed his instruction and went. But of course, we have to see, like, if parents are in alignment with our spiritual practices, we have to see all those situations also. So anyways, so we see Prahlāda Maharaj face so many difficulties and so many troubles. And in Kali Yuga, the age where we are living, we are warned that we will expect difficulties. And one time Srila Prabhupada said, in the age of Kali Yuga, we can expect troubles at any moment. He said, even Vaishnavas, they expect trouble at any moment. It is the nature of the world that we live in. And we are seeing now so many wars are happening. One country is attacking another, they are retaliating back, and they are again attacking other countries. There are so many protests happening within the universities right now, within different organizations. Within the US, people are getting into jail and getting terminated for protesting. So when we expect the crisis, heartbreaks, difficulty, loss, we are alert to take shelter of Krishna at every moment. When things are good, when everything is happening good, we are grateful to the Lord for whatever He has given to us and take shelter and celebrate it. But when there are difficult times, we see that we are eternal souls. And we know that we have eternal relationship with Krishna. And He's eternally playing His flute in the spiritual world. And nothing could change. And we should be assured that a spiritual world is our home and our actual heart resides there. And Krishna is waiting for us, with His loving embrace, playing His flute and waiting for us, just like this. Haribol. So this is how Krishna is, eternally playing His flute, and we should be rest assured that we should not be worried about any of the problems of this world, and we see the light that we have that connection to Krishna. And we also care about quality and happiness of other loving beings. What is that? Yeah. I see. So while we are talking about today the appearance of Narasimhadeva, Narasimhadeva has appeared, his form is described in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. Today morning Govardhan Prabhu was saying that Prabhupada said that we can see Narasimhadeva through the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is what we are seeing now. And we know that His Grace Pankajangri Prabhu, he was worshipping Lord Narasimhadeva in the headquarters of Srila Prabhupada, Mayapur Dham. And all the devotees all over the world, they will reach out to His Grace Pankajangri Prabhu, send letters, please pray for the protection of the temple, for the devotees, for the property, and so many different things. Even till now, they have like different pujas in Mayapur. You can offer tulsi garland to Lord Narasimhadeva for your protection and all the family members or friends. And even when Srila Prabhupada was traveling on the Jaladuta in a life-threatening situation, he said his only solace was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he saw that all the Dashavtaras, including Narasimhadeva, is there to protect his ship. And he's taking him on his journey to New York. Whenever there was serious crisis, Prabhupada taught us that we should pray to Lord Narasimhadeva. And if it is his desire, then he can restore the health of, the devotees. Or when Srila Prabhupada was sick, all the disciples were mainly, worshipping Lord Narasimhadeva. And they would cry out to Lord Narasimhadeva to protect Srila Prabhupada. And because of that, it made Lord Narasimhadeva's presence very much deep in the heart of all the devotees. Every arti we offer, we pray to Lord Narasimhadeva, because there is danger at every step. If you notice in the spiritual world also, Mother Yashoda and Nanda Mahārāja, whenever Krishna would go out in the morning with the calves and the cows, Mother Yashoda would touch the different limbs of Krishna and she would chant the Narsingha Bij mantras. And she would offer different items for the protection of Krishna because he is going out of the home. So Narasimhadev worships Krishna and Krishna's devotee worship Narasimha to protect Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadip, he would go to a Narasimha temple called Devapalli or what is that? Narasimhapalli, and he would worship Narasimhadev. So the story behind that temple is that Narasimhadev protected Prahlāda Mahārāja and liberated Hiranyakashipu. And when Narasimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu, who came to Mayapur Dham in a place called Godrum Dweep, and it's the same place where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would incarnate. So Narasimhadev washed his hands because all his hands were full of blood after killing Hiranyakashipu. So he washed his hands and he drank water from the Mandakini river. So still till now there is a small pond of that water. And he took rest there. And that place became so sacred in Satyuga that even demigods from the celestial world, they used to come there and meditate and do sacrifices and pujas, and Vishwakarma built home for the demigods, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go there with his devotees and worship Narasimhapalli, Narasimhadev, and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So another incident happened in the house of Chand Kazi. So when Narasimhadev started this Sankirtan movement, then at that time he came to know about the news that all these policemen who are the men of Chand Kazi, they are breaking the mridangas. We actually did a drama on that. I still remember very clearly. It was very nice. They were breaking the mridangas. We didn't break the mridangas in the drama, but it happened in the actual pastime already. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Chand Kazi, and then Chand Kazi told Mahaprabhu that one night Narasimhadev appeared to him. And he attacked him, and with his sharp nails, he scratched his chest of Chand Kazi. And his eyes were raging in anger. And Chand Kazi was lying in the bed, trembling in fear. So, and Narasimhadev told Chand Kazi, if you ever interrupt the Sankirtan movement, I will kill you. I will appear again, basically. He said, I will appear again. And I was actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that drama. And I said, Lord Narasimhadev protects everybody. That was one of my dialogues when I was talking to Chand Kazi. So this happens in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Narasimhadev, he led the Sankirtan and personally danced in the street of Navdeep to the house of Chand Kazi. And Narasimhadev appeared in ferocious form to Kazi. But now, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Narasimhadev, he took a very beautiful form. Golden, beautiful form. And he is giving the ecstatic prem of the Lord. Generally, when Narasimhadev appears, he appears with his claws to kill, And Varaha comes with tusks and hooves. Parshuram comes with chopper. Ram comes with bow and arrow. And Krishna comes with a Sudarshan in Dwarka. And in Vrindavan, he kills by so many sweet things, He will become heavy for the Trinavrata. Or he would, for the cart, he would just kick him with his feet. And Shakatasura. Or, Putana, he will just kill by sucking the milk. So many different ways Krishna is killing in different incarnations. But when he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he doesn't have any weapon. He doesn't have claws or bows or arrows or anything. He's just killing by chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He's killing the demoniac tendencies within the heart of everybody through the chanting of the holy name. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu I wanted to share this also. In how much time we have? 8:20. Okay. Bhakti Vinod Thakur in his Navdeep Dham Bhavataranga mentions about beautiful prayers that we can offer to Lord Narasimhadev as Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And the essence of the prayers is to remove the obstacles from our heart, to kill the demons within our heart. Dina hina yata chilo harinam udharilo tara sakshi jagai madai. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come with the weapon of love and compassion and the holy name to kill the demoniac tendencies of lust, anger, greed, envy, illusion within our heart. So that naturally we align towards the eternal bliss of the soul and love the Lord of our heart, Shri Shri Radha Giridhari. So devotee worship Narasimhadev, please kill all these demoniac tendencies within our heart and even our movement's mission, like the mission of Srila Prabhupada, is that we attract the mercy of the Lord, and because we are envious to the Lord, we make enemies outside also. If we are not envious, then we won't have enemies outside. So, and this is the greatest impediment to our devotional service. So the essence of these prayers by Bhakti Vinod Thakur is to just worship that my dear Lord Narasimhadev, just as you killed Hiranyakashipu, you kill all these 6 tendencies of lust, anger, greed, envy, illusion, so that I can worship Shri Shri Radha Giridhari with pure love. So that should be our prayer to Lord Narasimhadev. And in the end, I just want to quickly share some of the other Narasimha deities that Lord Chaitanya visited in his trip to South India, just in 2 minutes. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also went to Managiri, and he worshipped Pana Narasimhadev, who appeared to save the world by appearing in that place on top of a mountain just close to the banks of Krishna river. He went to Ahobilam, that's in, I think, Andhra Pradesh, and there are 9 different forms of the Lord, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us how to worship Narasimhadev there. Lord Narasimhadev had different forms, Ugra Narasimha and other forms also. And then he went to Melkote. There is a mountain where Narasimhadev appeared as Yoga Narasimha. And in that place, Prahlāda Mahārāja was feeling that because of me, my father was killed. That I am responsible for my father in Melkote. So Narasimhadev appeared as Yoga Narasimha and said that your father has been given supreme liberation, so be happy, don't worry. So Prahlāda was so humble, and we can learn from Prahlāda, Mahajano yena gatasa pantha. When we have contradiction, when we have confusion, we refer to Mahajans. There are 12 Mahajans. Prahlāda Mahārāja is one of the Mahajan. And does not matter, how many degrees we have, how much education we have, how much austerity we have done, like Hiranyakashipu had done austerity for 100 celestial years. All his flesh was eaten by the ants, and blood was sucked by them. He just was sustaining his life here within his bones. So much austerity. So it does not matter how much austerity or expert we are in our puja. The real perfection is devotional service when Krishna is pleased with us. And when we follow the footsteps of Mahajan. That even Brahmaji or Lakshmiji, they were also, they also felt humble in front of Prahlāda Mahārāja when Narasimhadev appeared. And he garlanded Narasimhadev. Later we'll read about that. So, and one of the verses, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that he addresses Narasimhadev and says, just as a mother lion is so gentle and loving and caring to the baby cub, but she's totally careful to handle the cub, but she protects the cub from being harmed by ferocious animals. So this is how Narasimhadev protected the devotee Prahlāda Mahārāja. And Prahlāda Mahārāja always took shelter of the Lord. So very nice analogy is given. In that analogy it is said that in a river when it is flowing, and when an elephant enters the river, he just gets overflown by the thrust of the river. But there are small fishes that can go upstream and downstream. So what it means is that the fishes have learned how to take shelter of the river, even they are so small. Prahlāda Mahārāja was just 5 years old, Probably his arm was as thin as the finger of Hiranyakashipu, or maybe less than that. But he learned how to take shelter of Krishna. But Hiranyakashipu, he was like an elephant, and still he was overflown by the river. He couldn't take shelter of Krishna, and he was washed away. So with that prayer that Bhakti Vinod Thakur has given to us, let us pray to Lord Narasimhadeva that please remove all these vices from our heart so that we can, with pure heart, we can take shelter of our beloved Lord and attain the perfection of life and get that happiness that we are all looking for. Hare Krishna. Narasimhadev Bhagwan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes,
I was thinking of, where is this verse? Where is this verse? And then I discovered it. It's about the flute. Chapter 21 of the Madhya Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, the text 144. I think this is the chapter called The Sweetness of the Lord, the beauty and the sweetness of the Lord. So it describes, I won't go into the whole thing here, but it describes how the vibration of the flute is just like a bird that creates a nest within the ears of the gopis and always remains prominent there. And they don't want to hear anything else. They can't hear anything else. So in this, I remember reading this when I first read this. It was very startling. And so the gopis' attention is fixed on Krishna's flute. They can't divert their minds to any other subject. In other words, the devotee who has heard the sound of Krishna's flute forgets to talk or hear of any other subject. Now this isn't Krishna's flute. This is me imitating. So that's not going to. But here's the point. The vibration of Krishna's flute is represented in this world by the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. People have read that? Yeah. A serious devotee of the Lord who chants and hears this transcendental vibration becomes so accustomed to it that he can't divert his attention to any subject matter not related to Krishna's blissful characteristics and paraphernalia. So what happens when the gopis hear the flute? They become irresistibly attracted to go to Krishna. So if we chant properly and with great concentration, faithfully, then that mantra will serve to attract us to Krishna. That which is the whole point. It attracts us to Krishna and away from Maya. So the idea that it's represented by, the flute is represented by Krishna is, I remember when I first read that, it was like, wow, a light bulb.
Wow, that's great. Thank you for sharing.
Referring to some prayers that to pray to Lord Narasimhadeva to take away our material desires. That's the prayer, 5th canto. Prabhupada says at the end of the purport, any devotee who wants to be free from material desires should pray to Lord Narasimhadeva as Prahlāda prays in this prayer. He has a set of prayers in the 5th canto. The residents of Jamadvipa offer prayers. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya. Go ahead.
Tejas tejasi aviravirbhava vajrnakha vajradamta karmashayan randaya randaya tamo grasa grasa om swaha abhayam abhayam atmani bhuishta om shraum.
Do you have the translation memorized too? I wish I had. Yeah. Anyway, someone else asked a question. I'll look it up.
Yes, anybody has any comments? You wanted to chant some verse? What? Flute every class?
Every class, because it is that vibration, it's like a mantra to like end the class. I feel like that would be so good.
Yeah, we should end the class also with the flute. Maybe.
We'll take it up with the GBC.
Oh.
See what it is. So here's a quick translation of that verse. This is very important. I offer my respectful obeisance unto Lord Narasimhadeva, the source of all power. This is Prahlāda praying. O my Lord, who possess nails and teeth just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruit of activity in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. Prabhupada says at the end here.
Very much in line with Bhakti.
Any devotee, last sentence of the purport, any devotee aspiring to be free of material desires should offer his respectful obeisances, respectful prayer to Narasimhadeva as Prahlāda Mahārāja did in this verse. So if we're aspiring to be free from material desires.
Yeah, it was a nice prayer. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Victor Prabhu.
You mentioned several different types or forms of Narasimhadeva, like
Yes.
the Varaha Narasimhadeva. Is that like the boar and half man, half boar? Or is it like the angry version or the nice passive version, the sweet version?
Yeah, he's angry one.
Because you mentioned like I think 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like several.
Yeah, there
What
a lot
are
of-
they?
Yeah, there are a lot of forms. I don't know all the forms. There is a big book, Narasimha book, that has all the pictures and it explains everything. So probably, I think you have it in the ashram. No? I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, so the different forms based on different pastimes, you know, just like when he was under the ocean, so Varaha Narasimhadev came, and there is one deity one form where Lakshmi Devi and Prahlāda Mahārāja is there. There is like quiet, shant form or peaceful form. Some forms are like, in Mayapur we have Ugra Narasimha. So his worship is like very, very strict. Ugra means very angry, like very, and only Naishtik Brahmachari, only celibate monks can worship him. Nobody else can worship. Naishtiki Brahmachari, yeah, Naishtik Brahmachari, who have been celibate since their since their birth, probably. So yeah. If you want to share more details, probably you have to look for that book. It has all the details. And all over India, you know, there are different temples of Narasimhadev based on different pastimes. Like where he washed his hands is in Mayapur, and then, you know, some are in South India and Ahobilam. So many different places. And they're very beautiful places on top of the mountain. Like Ahobilam is very, very beautiful. You should probably go there. It's very adventurous also. Has anyone been to Ahobilam? Yeah? No? Okay. Yes. It's very dangerous actually to climb that mountain. Yes.
There's one where there's outside, they have this huge...
Yeah. I haven't been there, but I have heard and seen that. So they say it's very difficult. The trail is very, very difficult, like high difficulty trail. So it's surrounded by all the greeneries and mountains and forests. It's beautiful. Yes, Prabhu.
Does praying to these different forms, like not in a sense accomplish different things, but give spiritual benefit in different ways, like praying to the passive or the peaceful Narasimhadev versus praying to the furious Narasimhadev? Does it accomplish, like if I'm scared of a situation, should I pray to the one that's angry and vicious so that he can take care of the problems? Or if I need like to be peaceful, should I pray to the peaceful Narasimhadev?
I mean, we just do Narasimha. Whenever you do Narasimha Arti, just make a connection to deeply pray to Narasimhadev. You know, because all these forms are actually Krishna only, right? So it's the same thing. So whatever your prayer is, Krishna will understand. Krishna will reciprocate with your desires, and he will reciprocate in that way. If you are, you know, you have one problem or the other problem, doesn't matter. You can pray for everything to Narasimhadev. Yeah. Yeah, you can read from the Bhagavatam. So just like we chanted this prayer, you know, Prabhuji mentioned about 5th canto.
And also Prahlāda, after his prayers, at the end of the prayers, in the next chapter, there's a whole, you know, he's offering prayers from Narasimhadev. And some of those are, you know, some of those are glorification, but there's also some that are actually requesting.
Hmm.
But at the end, he has two famous prayers. One is, it's the same idea.
Prabhu, can you use the mic?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm forgetting the actual Sanskrit. But after all those prayers, and the Narasimhadev says, let me offer you a benediction, whatever you want. And Prahlāda protests, I'm not praying for anything material. I'm born in a demonic family. Please don't tempt me, my Lord. I'm not a Vanik. I'm not doing business with you, you know.
Yes.
But he realizes that Narasimhadev wants to give him something, so he has these two prayers. One is the famous one where he prays that his father will be forgiven, and he says, yes, all so many generations, you know. But then the other one is echoing the prayer, the long one that I just said. If you want to offer me the best prayer or best giver of benedictions, then please let material desires never take root in my heart.
Hmm.
You know, it's just a short verse. That's
Yes, that is a common prayer. Yeah.
common prayer.
So remove the obstacles that are preventing us towards attraction to the Lord, because there are so many distractions that we go through, which may be an obstacle in our devotional path. So we pray to remove them. But yes, for different forms, you can definitely study and understand. I don't have that much visibility into that, but you can study that book. So it might tell you all the features of different forms and maybe different prayers, probably. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, it's in the gift shop. Yes, yeah. And there are a lot of temples. If you visit India, there are so many different temples of Narasimhadeva, which are authorized. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Any other comments or questions? Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.